The hamster will have to pick up speed.
Okay, we're on. Call a meeting to order at 5:30. Everyone have a chance to review the minutes of March 6th.
Yes.
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 Do we have any motions?
Make a motion to accept the meeting minutes of March 6th.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Did everyone have a chance to review the minutes of February 28th?
The joint meeting with the Board of Selectmen?
Yes. Make a
Yes.
motion to approve. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do we have any bills?
You have a little note from Marty with her last bill.
Okay. We don't have a note. Oh, listen to how the next bill is from Marty Nova. It says, "Thank you, Gail, and the commission. This project was both challenging and interesting. I hope that the applicant is successful at restoring the drained wetlands, as well as ridding the site of invasives. If Bill has any questions or concerns on my final invoice, have him give me a call." So that means you guys just sign it. I already tried to beat her up on it.
Needs to learn how to treat women better.
Huh?
Needs to learn how to treat women better.
Did you see how much we paid her?
No. You sign your own. Makes you reimbursement.
You want to vote?
Correspondence. Patriot Recycling, again, has submitted their monthly report. And South Coast Rail Community Priority Area. It's some mapping. I met with Randy Bucknott, and Danny Andrade was supposed to be there, but didn't make it. And it's about different zones in the town to protect, to develop, and it was just tightening up the map a little bit. We'll be seeing further copies of that coming in the future. Do I want to kick us off? Talk about this now or after?
I do it after. Do it after.
All right, we'll hold off on the rest of the correspondence. Let's go into the informal. Let's go into the formal first, and let's just let them get out of here. Continued notice of intent for 0 Cody Lane, map 4, parcel 108-9- applicant is Richard Donato.
They still get the same. Just checking the date on 2/20/13 on that one.
What's your final date on that?
Okay, hold on.
That's what I have.
You have March 2nd?
I have 3/2/13.
Okay. Then you have the wrong one, Bill.
I have
Yep,
2/20.
they're messed up.
Huh? I have the wrong one, right?
Yeah, he has the wrong one. They were outside of the time.
You went from a house to a building block, is that? Or did you change the house?
Squared the house.
The house size will change.
They're just messed up here. So you got,
So this is bad.
that's the wrong one. The other two are the right ones. That's the ones he's brought in. He didn't give us all of them.
For the American, I'm Scott Marceau from Civil Engineering.
You gotta go behind that and talk into the microphone or risk getting yelled at.
Someone's
Scott
gonna share
Marceau
with
from
them.
Civil Engineering. And here for the continuation of Cody Lane. It's a single-family home with the proposed well, and our work is no closer than 25 feet from the wetlands. If this plan wasn't in front of you last time, then the building square, the structure of the dwelling actually changed size. It's a little bit bigger, but the work outside the grading and all that is still 25 feet from the wetlands. The hay bale line or any of that hasn't moved, so. And as I was told, you guys,
It was in front of us the last time, right? The building block.
Yeah, change, you did change it.
Change the shape.
I believe that this house was in front of you last time.
Right.
Clara's like, you said that
5-foot no touch. What's the
If you-
distance from the no touch to the? It says no touch, right? I can't see it from here.
Yes.
Yes.
The distance between the no-touch and the back of the proposed patio is about 5 feet
From the patio.
from the proposed patio. But this house lot, as we spoke to Larry last time, this was the proposed box that they had done.
Yeah.
The house may be probably smaller,
Okay.
so.
Corner of the patio, proposed elevation and existing contour.
it's 93 walkout and
See, they
the
put,
existing
the
contour there
changes,
is
and then they
92.
put contours back on the board this way.
Sorry, again?
Proposed
90?
elevation is 93, the existing contour is 92,
Okay.
and it's 5 feet to this hay bale line, so it's enough to.
Yeah, they changed it.
And the house is going to be changed to 40 by 40, so it's within that building block.
Be
Well,
smaller?
That's what's shown on the plan that you have.
40 by 40?
It's 44 by 50.
Yeah. 44 by 50, is the one you have, Ozzy?
No, this is the old one.
This is the
Oh,
other.
okay, yeah, no, the new one.
The
does
new one
show
says 40 by 50.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, we're considering this a building block and you're gonna build inside that block some way, shape, or form?
Yes.
Okay. Keep the frontage the same? The setback from the street will be the same? You'll just gain a little bit more on the back?
Yes.
Yeah,
Be 4
I'd
foot
like to
shorter.
pick up as much in the back so I can put a deck on some along the way.
Okay.
So instead of being
There's
just a
no-
couple feet from the.
As long as the deck is inside that box, you don't have to come back in.
It'll go back a couple feet, so.
Yeah.
4, 6, be about 7 or 8 feet from the no touch. Permanent markers.
It does have permanent markers?
Well, it says, I'm sorry, it says proposed markers.
Right, it's proposed markers, but we're also, where this is so tight. With the, basically, you're coming from the patio and you're right in the 25-foot no touch.
Be nice to see.
So you want, so you want to see the permanent living fence right at that location of the 25-foot.
Yeah.
And then actually have that, make that a part of a requirement before considering even a partial.
Well, you just said living fence. You talking
Right there.
trees? I mean, I'm talking
No, no.
post and rail.
Yeah, right, with some,
Something to that
Right,
effect.
right in that corner by the patio, I know it's, the house is gonna go back 4 feet, but right in that corner there, some type of permanent barrier.
right along.
Fence,
Yep.
Hedges.
Flag, 6.
hedges or something.
Yeah, we can do that in an order, right? And then, remember how you, on North Main Street, the one that they did on North Main Street, you required a sign that says,
Signage, yeah, that's
no,
beyond
no
this
work,
building.
right, so you're gonna wanna see all that before, I would even say, require all that before any certificate, and make that part of your order, so that when there's, when there's a request for a certificate of compliance, you're saying, hey, this should have been done.
You know, a distance of, from like this marker to this marker.
Yeah, probably from where, see where you're 27'3" from wetland flag 6, WH? See where it hits the no touch zone?
Right about there?
Yep.
To about there,
Fence from there to,
This marker to.
somewhere in there.
You gotta go past that.
Yeah.
You gotta extend it the full length of that bow on the wetlands. Dave, where's your,
We're right at the boat, Azu.
put your, okay, start right here, right there.
You wanna go that
there.
high?
Yeah, and then down to the next, to the bottom one, right, come down right there.
Well, Azu, he actually has, see how it hooks up here, Dave? Show him the silk, the hay bales.
The hay bales hook up here. So I think if you go right from that point there
Yeah, go from here.
to somewhere there, it would be a good distance.
Because his lawn is actually gonna be another 25 feet away from the 25-foot no touch, you know what I mean? You see this?
Yeah, but,
So,
yeah, but you see, there's a proposed grading right here. That's a proposed grading, that's a
Yeah.
proposed grading.
but what we're saying, we were saying from here.
Right. I'm saying.
Oh, you're saying the whole back?
Yeah, from here to here.
Okay, all right.
Okay, that covers the whole back.
All right, you were
From
saying
here to here.
this, he was.
No, from, yeah, from.
Across the back of the house.
Yeah,
It's like a postal fence in the backyard with a sign that says.
To see this, because otherwise I may not be interested.
Okay. From right there to right there.
yeah.
Post and rail, something, some sort of fence from there to there.
With the signage.
Shrubs of some sort? What do you?
Yeah, it's gotta be a fence, then I'm probably not gonna be interested. If I can do shrubs or something, that's one thing. I'll have to see the whole thing and visibly see what I'm gonna get.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it's,
mean, prove it the way you want, and I'll decide if I want to proceed, that's all. I mean, you guys gotta make, you know, you prove it the way you guys want it, then I'll decide if that's what I wanna do or not.
Well, it's easier to decide now and then not have to come back in.
Whether it's a living fence of
Oh,
shrubs
oh, you don't
or-
approve it, then.
I mean, it's,
No, prove it and decide what you want to, unless they give you an alternate. In other words, if they say leaving a fence, put some real fence or shrubs, if that is written that way, then yeah, you can decide which one you want.
Yeah, I just didn't want, yeah, if it's shrubs or something like that, that's fine, I have no problem with that, but if I have to do a fence, I'm not sure if that's what if we want, that kind of defeats the purpose of what we bought a lot of land for, but that's fine. We just
Right.
gotta do
Well,
it, not a
the
problem.
thing with the 25-foot no touch is, it's no touch. It's- You don't go out there and do anything. And the purpose of the fence is, lots of times people will dump their grass out there, or, and this is to permanently say, you're not going out there. That's the purpose of having the 25-foot no touch. So the fence,
I would say probably not gonna go ahead then, it defeats the purpose of all this land, so you can't do anything, you can't go through it or anything.
you walk it, but you can't cut, clean.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying.
You can't turn it into grass and.
Right.
that 25-foot no touch back is
I
what it
said, you
is
guys
now.
are- No, you guys are just doing your, I don't have a problem with it, I just gotta decide if that fits what my wife and I want, that's all.
Okay.
So,
Do you want to go with the option of either the fence or the shrubs?
Yeah, it would have to be,
Yeah, if you approve it that way, if you approve it just fence, and he wants to do shrub instead of the fence, then he has to come back, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of trying to get it all hashed out, so that you don't have to pay to reapply, you know what I'm saying? So if they give it to you as an option of doing fence or shrubs, then either one that you choose to do, you don't have to come back to get approval to do it.
I understand what you're saying, so
Yeah.
if you wanna give me the option, that's
Yeah.
fine.
I think the shrubs though, I mean, we can't be talking, you know, an azalea every 6 feet apart. We're talking some sort of barrier.
Yeah. Yeah, so that when you come out, you can see.
You know, a row of
physically
arborvitae
see-
or something.
See a row of, you know,
You don't
evergreen.
cross this line.
Boxwood hedge or something.
And some sort of evergreen, you don't want a deciduous planted.
What do you want to do?
Well, we'll just
I'd like to give them the option.
do it as a motion, whatever we do. Because it'll be part of the order of condition.
Yeah.
And then he can decide what he wants to do.
In the order of conditions, though, we'll spell out the
As a special condition?
Special conditions.
The shrubs, okay, all right.
Are we just closing?
Yeah, you close the hearing, and then you have 21 days to issue this.
Make a motion to,
Well, if there's no more input, no more questions?
Yeah,
nobody-
anybody got anything to say? Anything further?
Have you thought about angling the house a different way to get more backyard out of it?
It's gonna be tough with that septic system.
There's the driveway coming in.
And then there's the grade on the
With
side
the
of the
house
driveway.
being different size.
Well, the house is gonna be shorter on each end, so if you actually brought it up towards the top left corner, if you look at the plan towards the driveway, you're gonna gain more backyard. It's not gonna go right to the edge there, but I don't know if it's enough for what you guys are looking for.
All right, do you want us to close the hearing?
I have to realize, I'd have to kind of, you'd have to kind of show me what everyone's talking about through the final decision, from my point of view.
Would you like us to close the hearing, or would you like to continue it for 2 weeks so that
You can decide.
you can decide what you want to do before we just, if we close the hearing,
Okay,
there's no more input,
okay.
so then it's just a done deal. If you'd like, we can continue it for 2 weeks.
Well, we're talking for just the fence?
Yeah, that would probably make more sense.
I think we're just talking about the fence, but
I
I,
think continuous fine, because you're altering a lot of what I thought I could do, so yeah. why
But it'll
don't we
give you a
just-
chance to talk.
I appreciate that, thank you.
Could do that.
Okay, so.
Yeah, then you can, figure out any other layouts that you want, and then any other suggestions,
That works. I
once you
appreciate
meet with them, any other suggestions that they have for you. then
because
can-
you may go home and your wife may say, oh, we gotta do the house over here, or we gotta do something different.
You think that might happen?
And And, well, just from my take of what you're saying, at least then you don't have to, if you move that house around, it could require a new notice of intent
Okay.
with new filing fees. So to continue it 2 weeks,
Works for me, appreciate it, that works for me.
okay? 2 weeks, or when's our next meeting?
It'll shrink the house for it, you can actually see better on the plan with the house size that they're looking for. Maybe they can see a little bit more. If you actually shrink it to the size that they're looking for, it could make a world of difference to be like, hey, you know what, that might work. Hey, it's still not gonna work, you know?
Okay, so you want to request a continuance to April 3rd, correct?
Yes, I'd like to request a continuance.
And you're gonna do that in writing, correct?
Sure.
I knew you knew that.
make a motion, we continue to April
3rd.
3rd.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It is continued to April 3rd. She's back in the hospital.
This is the date of today or the meeting?
Um,
April 3rd?
No, I wouldn't want to either.
You understand where we're going with the, you understand where we're going
you understand what we're talking about, right?
with no activity beyond?
What's that?
You understand what we're going with the no activity beyond?
Yeah, I know this.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, it's continued. All right, let's go back to informal. Night.
It's trickery. That's the class you missed. Kevin? That's the class you missed. Right.
All right, informal. Issuance of order of conditions for DEP file number SE 269-0892 Bassett Knoll, Nick Harris, Locust Street.
So how's it look, Azu?
Good. Did you give it, did they have these to look at?
These are the conditions.
You wanna just,
Give me the specials to look.
I did not get a chance to copy because I just finished it before. Do you want me to, would you like me to copy it?
Azu, you wanna just review them real quick?
I already reviewed them.
Everything's
No.
in order?
For the board.
Azu, everything is in order?
Yeah, okay, basically, the specials that we have, number one, is that we're saying that this order does not authorize him to do work until he gets all the other permits that he needs. Number two, that he can't start work until the Conservation Commission receives, it reviews, and agrees with the Conservation Management Plan. Okay, so it's not just a question of receiving it, that we're gonna receive it and agree with it. And then the wetlands crossing for that sewer and the access cannot be done until the replication work is done. Number four, all work must be done in strict compliance with the subdivision plans that you're approving. Number five, the replication work must undergo 2 calendar years from the date of completion in order to verify that all newly planted trees and shrubs are successful. 2 calendar years shall not be construed as 2 growing seasons. You want 2 full calendar years. And then we'll list all the documents, not just the plans, so that they don't get lost in the shuffle. We'll list all the documents that you reviewed and approved, including those correspondences that we received from Natural Heritage Ecotech. For example, it says a December 2012 correspondence addressed to the Executive Office of Environmental Affairs, prepared by the Division of Fisheries and Wildlife. A correspondence to the Raynham Conservation Commission, prepared by Kelly Duffy Cardoza. A January 28, 2013 report titled, in quote, Border and Vegetative Wetland Replication Planting Plan, end quote, by Ecotech. And that said report bears a February 25, 2013 revision date. 4, a February 21, 2013 correspondence addressed to the Commission by Kelly Duffy Cardoza. And then a 2-sheet replication plan that was not made part of the subdivision that we included. And then we'll list all the titles of the applicant, because there is no street address. So we listed all the applicable assessors map and lot numbers. And then there were additional conditions and
Just a question on that, number 4. All site work must be done in strict compliance with the approved subdivision plan on file with the Conservation Commission. All we did was oh, you know what, I'm thinking of something else.
A different project.
Yeah, I'm thinking of something different, sorry about that. Had a little brain fade.
You back on this project now?
Yes.
Azu,
yes, sir.
I got a question. Should the special order conditions include ensuring that a botanist or a wetlands scientist is on site during the replication process?
Yes.
Since we're doing a 1-for-1?
Yes, we require that. I think,
That's when it sits between
I'm only concerned
Here,
of if somebody who's not properly trained in that kind of species of plants, that if it doesn't take, since we're only asking for a 1-for-1 instead of a 2-for-1 replication.
The site plan is the site plan, it shows the whole subdivision. So if the subdivision changes,
But we never did any type of review on the subdivision at all.
the only wetland lines were to that side of it,
Should already put the in there.
because the ANRAD was already approved prior.
All right, I'm just having a blank there then, all right.
But the plan that they showed us, the plan that we went by for the whole thing,
Yeah, no, okay.
shows the whole subdivision. So if they make a change to that plan, then they have to come back to us.
Yeah, no, I get that part, I just,
That's basically what it's coming down to, because from what I'm hearing, there'll be changes.
Oh, we did talk about that.
You know, we did not have that. Yeah, we did talk about that.
We did talk, yes, we did, yeah.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
Point, Kevin.
It was actually on one of my hand notes. Missed that one.
Did you file that with our paychecks?
Yeah.
see, I remember briefly looking at the subdivision plan, but we were concentrating on the sewer crossing.
Yes, yeah.
I kind of blanked out there, what was above the sewer crossing.
Right, with that plan.
If I'm not mistaken, when they bring each house lot individually, we'll have to, if any of the house lots touch conservation,
They
they have
have
to
to have their
come.
own NOI.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so technically, all we were really
was trying to
concerned
picture the
about
whole
with this
subdivision.
was the crossing, the sewer crossing.
yeah, I was trying to picture the whole subdivision, I couldn't
We
remember.
had talked that, it was kind of, and he said you could have another plan, but, what do you call it, it was very close housing.
Yeah,
Cluster. He said we could go with the cluster, but he was trying to, that's the only time he really looked at that.
yeah, and that's why I was just kind of drawing
You're right,
it,
we were.
concentrating on the other aspect of it, the crossing, the replication.
Going back.
So you're just gonna have to retype this thing.
Yeah.
Or add it in, whatever.
Yeah, but that's,
And that's the
yeah.
problem, I mean, plans get changed so many times, so many different projects, it's,
That was originally approved years ago. Even before-
You weren't here, I wasn't.
I don't think I was either.
No time.
Who, me?
Until it's done, they can read it, then we'll.
Back in lot five.
Hmm?
Back in lot five.
Oh, fine.
But he's making adjustments, so we can't sign it tonight, right?
Yeah,
We'll change.
yeah.
Okay.
She just can't release it until it gets
Type it in the line.
So we can sign it.
can't you do it remotely?
I would love to get me a computer.
You wouldn't even have to be
Get me a
here.
computer.
Get her a laptop.
No.
Little laptop
You
here.
see the new screen she's got down there?
No. Big?
I don't need my glasses anymore.
It's like a TV.
I don't need mine either. Some grant money, the Board of Health. Could have been our pay.
Everybody's getting nervous.
Mine stopped working.
Huh?
I went to, before I came here, I was by Cody Lane. I went down King Street, and I drove into that solid development. And I'm like,
Sorry about that.
this ain't Cody Lane. This ain't Cody Lane. I drew, yeah, I drew a complete blank.
I went by, actually, I went by Arizona.
I was thinking, because we were talking about that one up there that's changed in the corner of the roadways,
That's not even off of, oh.
off King Street. Yeah. I'm like, okay, that's the one. Then I'm like, I get up there, I'm like, wait a minute, this ain't right.
So the pool's not patio on North Building.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Oh, yeah. you live in so many streets, they all just kind of jumble together after a while.
It has been, but it's not.
You know, I mean, how does it have to learn East State? You gotta know Raynham, you gotta know parts of Stoughton, you gotta know parts of Mansfield.
Cooley Lane doesn't exist on the assessors map.
It was right.
Do we need more paper?
Oh, really? No wonder I couldn't find it.
Google it, that's why I was there.
We should bring him up a computer so he can just sit here and type it right then.
Doesn't exist.
So we're approving a fictitious street?
I looked at that one piece of property about 12 years ago.
Yeah.
It's a nice area. Problem is, it has to be-
Yes.
When does this
When I
order
first
expire?
originally looked, I looked at another piece on
This
Prospect
isn't that
Hill.
old, is it?
Okay, it says, the replication work shall be done under the direct supervision of the wetlands biologist who prepare the replication plan, or any other wetlands biologist approved by the Conservation Commission. If an alternate wetlands biologist is engaged by the applicant, the alternate biologist shall be approved by the Conservation Commission prior to start of work. That way you can check the qualifications of the person, and then they're not gonna just go out there and say, oh no, we decided to use this other person that you don't even know of.
Okay.
Okay, the supervising wetlands biologist shall submit quarterly reports to the commission during the 2 calendar years of monitoring.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, does anyone want to make a motion?
Make a motion that we're going to issue the order of conditions, right?
Yeah.
For DEP file number SE 2690892, Bassett Knoll, with the appropriate conditions as noted before.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. I'm gonna skip the next one and just move on to request for partial certificate of compliance for DEP file number 269-0855, John Wallace, 377 Orchard Street. Goes back to 2010.
Yep, yep.
So when does this expire?
This was issued 9/17/2010.
When does it expire?
The order,
Yeah,
9/17/10,
2010.
okay, so it's valid through October 2013.
Okay, there's no permanent extension acts or anything.
Well, actually, it would have been applicable.
It would, so that gives
Because it's
him,
valid during the tolling period.
okay, so that will extend him to where?
That will extend him 2 years, so that will extend him to 2015.
To 2015. Okay. And if it's not completed by 2015, then you would need
What,
an extension.
what not completed?
The project as designed. You're looking for a partial certificate of compliance, right?
As far as I know, I was looking for a total, I'm pretty much done with the project.
Patio's in?
I don't know what the engineer put through.
Doesn't that say partial?
Yeah, it says, yeah, it says, because it was good that you, it says, so it's saying, yeah, your engineer said that the only thing that you did is the construction of the pool and patio. But That's the only thing that they're saying that you
Yeah.
completed.
That was the only phase of the project I had, though.
Okay.
The only thing I can think of is, if you recall, I was trying to put a horse corral back there way back when, and we
deleted
we
that.
deleted that.
Yep.
The engineering firm I used actually sold out to these new folks, and I'm kind of thinking on the fly that maybe they thought that that project was,
So
the only project I had was an in-ground swimming pool.
So they should have
Patio.
checked, so they should have
Which is
checked
complete.
the top box.
Yes, I didn't pick that up, to be honest.
So the planting and everything's done?
Planting's done. I included
Well,
with
the
a
planting
copy-
is done, but you didn't put the amount of planting though. That was a,
Do we have an as-built?
yeah, we do.
Yeah.
The number of plants are not,
This is
They
an
sent in.
as-built?
I did, and I included a receipt for the plants because they,
Okay, so
I don't have a
it's-
copy in front of me, but when they came out to inspect it,
yeah.
I
This
wasn't
is the
present.
stuff that came in.
I think they have a note in there somewhere saying that we found half of the plants that were requested.
Right.
The other half, but the vegetation growth is, around it has come up significantly. I just don't think that they knew the difference between what was naturally grown and what I had planted. So I wrote a little note as an addendum in there with the receipt of the plants that I did purchase. I don't know, I don't know where the
Yeah, so
commission, I don't know where the
you're-
commission would sit on that, but that's
Well,
what I did.
what's happened is your engineer did not then reflect adequately
What I had planted.
Right.
Again, he's got a note in there stating to that.
It says 15 new plantings.
yeah, there was
Yeah.
more than that was approved.
Yes, in
Do we
the
have the-
application itself that I handed in, I had
Order of
the
conditions?
order of conditions, I'm sorry.
Of the approved plant
Yeah,
record. Is
for what
this,
it's worth, I handed in I
am I gonna get in trouble for taking
made a
this?
copy of my receipt for the plantings, plus a
Let's
little
wait on that one.
handwritten note by myself explaining what I believe happened.
April 14th, 2010.
You gotta look at the order of conditions and see what was,
Okay.
what was referred to.
So, you've got,
You wanna
Right.
look at the order of conditions
Okay.
and see, because sometimes you
Yep.
get more than one plan.
Oh, yeah, well, when you get to this planting plan,
Yeah,
Wow.
the plan is July 20.
second,
latest revision,
yeah,
7/20/01,
Yeah.
or
No,
10.
10.
Yeah.
It's upside down.
Right.
Everything's upside down, I'm trying.
That was.
See, if you look at the number of plants shown here,
Right.
it's a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you folks have the engineering report handy?
Yeah, we have the
Is this,
as-built.
is this the
Or
recent
his,
one?
His notation that accompanied it.
And then
Jake,
the,
right behind you, that as-built right there.
December 5 of 12. See, Haywood and Boynton Williams was the same engineering firm for when you originally came from the project back in
They've been bought out, is what he's
2010.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the same company. So they should have all this on record.
They do, they did.
Why is this?
So the planting schedule was at the very top of the,
It's all here.
yeah, it's at the very top, so they should have referred back to this drawing.
yeah, and then in the correspondence certifying the work as required, the letter by the engineer says that everything was done except for the following deviation. There appear to be only 15 existing restoration plantings of the 43 proposed. However, there are many naturally existing saplings and vegetation growing throughout the rest of the restoration. In other words, he's saying that you planted only 15 or 43.
Correct. But I did plant, and I have a receipt, should be right behind that, for the plants. I did plant the 43, and my only assumption is that he's not able to differentiate between what I planted and what he thinks is natural growth.
No,
I'll do whatever you
and I
guys
don't
suggest.
doubt that, But, you know, I can whip out a receipt out of my pocket and say that I use, you know what I'm saying?
I know.
So that's why we require the certifications, you know what I'm saying? Because I can buy a receipt. I used to have people pay.
I wouldn't, yeah. but
No,
So you're gonna have to get with your engineer and physically, because you know where they are.
Yep.
Point them out to
Sure,
him,
I can do that.
have him count them up, and then get back with the paperwork saying,
Okay.
yes.
But and the
Fair enough.
request is for not a partial.
not a partial, full
Not
certificate.
a- You want a full certificate, you don't want.
Yeah.
You wanna be
I'm-
done with us, I don't blame you.
No, I kind of enjoy it.
It's been going on a long time.
We can't approve that.
No,
So,
I mean, unless you
We
want.
could
if you
do a
want
partial, but we can't do a full. A
Why-
partial,
Am I up against the clock? I mean, I mean, I can get this done relatively quick, I would
you're
think.
not up against the clock with us.
Okay.
No, like you said, you're under the extension
yeah,
Yeah,
grant, so you got till 15, 14?
yeah. So, I
2015.
mean, he's the one requesting the certificate, so
It's up to
the
you.
quicker you get the information together, the quicker the commission can act on it.
Yeah, okay. Well, let me get back with the engineer. I can maybe schedule another site visit. We can identify the proper plantings, and then I'll resubmit.
Okay.
Yeah, because what he's referring to, other vegetation, might be what you already planted.
Sure. I actually had questioned him on that, and he didn't think it would be, I'll tell you what he told me, right or wrong, that there was enough vegetational growth out there to move forward. So that's the only reason I came forward with it and didn't act on it. But I'll get back with him and,
Haven't revised the request then,
Sure.
right, to check the top box.
okay.
But if the top box is the work, which is all inclusive, has been done.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure it's warranted, too.
You get the engineer to sign off saying, yeah,
Yep.
everything's done.
Everything's good?
It's on that.
We're good.
It takes everything, because they're,
Sure,
that's what they're for.
sure, okay. All right, folks, thank you very much.
All right, take care.
Good luck.
Mine,
Issuance of an order, certificate of compliance, partial certificate of compliance, DEP file number SC 269-0856, 480 South Main Street, Andrade Construction,
Yep.
LLC.
That's the one we discussed last week.
This has all already been voted on.
yeah, just sign in there, because we didn't have it prepared last week, or last meeting.
Okay, any more to talk about? Back in the formal, continued notice of public hearing. Raynham Conservation Commission is meeting for the purpose of reviewing and revising the appropriate, as appropriate, the local wetland protection bylaws and regulations.
Everybody also has in their packet, Bill had done up a comparison sheet, and it's all in there.
For the fees.
Schedule, yep, for the fees. So that's in there.
Yeah, but the fees were gonna be regulations, though, that's not
Right.
gonna be bylaw.
But it's gonna be big, it's gonna be a question.
Right.
Do we need to decide on a fee schedule at our level and then send it to the Board of
Not,
Selectmen? for
not
their-
until there's a bylaw.
Once the bylaw is set up, then,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But
yeah,
this is just-
Can't put the horse before
This
the
is just
cart.
kind of
this was
informational.
an exercise
Right.
in taking what we know that we've filed till
Right.
far over
Yeah.
2 years, which doesn't seem to be a whole lot, which generated about, based on a Bridgewater filing fee, about $11,000, $12,000, okay? So, if you go and look at an Easton equivalent, you're looking at 5,000.
A lot less, yeah.
A lot less. So I would recommend that we adopt the Bridgewater
Amen.
filing fees, and then,
He's a little partial to it.
but then look at, keep better track of what we're doing, in other words, what categories there are, because there are differences,
Yeah.
as well as some of the other work that we're probably doing that we're not keeping track of,
Right.
just because we don't have a fee for it, never had to,
Right. Once you have a fee,
which could
then-
generate more revenue than anticipated here.
This count is our,
Yes. That's what I got from Gail.
but it does not include the cost for consulting, which even,
No, well, that's 53G.
Yeah.
That doesn't have to be approved by selectmen. You just say, because the applicant will be paying that,
Yeah, that's in the bylaw.
okay? You just have a
But-
53.
Third-party reviewer,
Yeah,
if we ask for it.
but we've had significant
cost associated
costs
with that.
associated
So
with,
It'll be a cost reduction.
absolutely, because we're gonna,
Right.
That
I
we
mean,
that
I don't think we wanna charge you off to a
No, no,
homeowner.
No, but it will be a direct, it will no longer be a direct cost of your budget. For example, in the town of Cohasset, for example, in the town of Cohasset, when you file an application with the Conservation Commission, a request for determination, an NRAD, or a notice of intent, is part of your filing fee, part of your filing is a deposit for consultant review.
No,
And then when that, any remaining balance gets returned to the applicant.
It's like a
But-
bond.
Right, if it's insufficient and it's drawn down and the work is not done, the applicant is required to make additional deposit.
and our budget for consulting right now is about 23 grand. So 11.6 towards that.
Be nice.
That's in addition to what we already collect, or that is what we'd be?
No, in addition.
In addition.
Okay.
But whatever you collect for consultant review from an applicant, as part of the filing, whatever is not used up gets returned, you can't keep that.
Yeah.
That's how 53G works.
But
But
if it's a project like one we just voted on tonight
for Bassett, no.
for Bassett Knoll, then any time that you spent working on Bassett Knoll's project would be considered consulting
Right,
to us,
Right.
so there would have been a charge for that,
that's correct.
which hasn't, it's not even here.
Right, that's not here.
No,
It
that's
not
doesn't
here.
reflect the
Right.
savings that we
Right.
have to get.
Right.
So right off the bat,
Right. We would cut that 23,000 right now.
this is what? This is for the fiscal year ending,
She gave me 2 years, and I cut it in half just to give it a year's
It's an
worth of
average.
replication.
Okay.
And it's an average.
okay, because we went
And I
up
did
last year
really
by
fast.
$6,000. This would have been, this amount last year
Would have covered our.
would have been more than half
Yeah.
of his pay. This year,
Yeah.
By
we're
the-
gonna be way over
It's
it.
plain and simple. By adoption of the bylaw as we present it,
Right.
it will be double benefit to the town. One, we'll get a better
Control.
wetlands, control of the Wetlands Protection Act by this board. And two, it'll be a financial gain for the town, because now we can apply the appropriate fees where necessary.
That's right, that's right.
Okay. You thought I was just good looking.
We didn't even think that.
Correspondence.
He needs a second.
He didn't hear her.
Wow!
I didn't hear that.
Oh, you didn't hear it. We'll hold that till we adjourn.
Entertain a motion, Mr. Chairman?
Is there anything
No,
else?
I
There's
think
no
we,
need to. This is just for FYI, right?
We're going to continue. the-
we still have to continue
We have to
it
Yeah, you
continue
gotta continue the bylaw one.
to the next,
until
to the
bylaw
3rd.
gets passed.
Right.
Yeah, so continue to April 3rd.
Has there been any update from
Nothing.
the other side of the house?
Nothing. We haven't heard anything.
The lawyers haven't looked at it?
Make a
yet?
motion to continue it to our next meeting on the 3rd.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's continued. Informal. In your packet, we have we've had a few issues at Performance Plus. And did anyone get to review some of the emails on this?
These are the first I've seen of it.
Yeah.
Okay. If you get into this packet dated March 14th, second page. Azu and I have been dealing with this for
2 weeks.
Easy,
at least, yeah.
because you haven't been able to get in touch with them.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I guess maybe I'll just give you a minute to just read through everything here.
You don't have any say in this matter anymore, though, right?
Yes, we do.
It's been appeal to the DEP.
Superseding order of conditions, we still have jurisdiction over the
Right,
project.
We actually have we have jurisdiction and actually can stop the work too. We have the right to enter anytime. The only problem is that the way that a couple of issues that have come up, like the erosion control. On the superseding order, it says that any change must require them coming back to check whether the change is significant and so on and so forth, that they have to follow the plan. But then, down further in the superseding order, it tells them that they can use anything that they want for erosion control. Hence,
So we can't go in and do
so, right, so we try to stop them and tell them you have 48 hours to put the erosion control the way it's supposed to be. And they said, no. Actually, before I called them, I told Gail, I says, there's this language here that, they can latch onto and say, hey, we have the option to do that. And truly, shame on us, for I should have recommended, but hindsight is 20/20, but I should have recommended that you appeal a superseding order, because we could have gotten at least of the setback to be moved. We could have gotten that, and we could have gotten the erosion control to that we want to stick. You can't say on the superseding order, oh yeah, put the erosion control where it's required, how it's required, but then give them the option to decide on their own what an equivalent erosion control barrier is.
But do we have the option to complain to DEP, have them enforce their own art?
No, because there's an email that we got from them saying, is there any problem with that? In other words, telling us,
Yeah.
what's your problem?
Yeah.
So,
But it did break down though, right?
If you
well,
break,
it actually, they drove over it. So there was an issue with the way it was in there. They drove over it coming out onto the street. So this Clayton Rollins,
before we go, is it Niles still the engineer for it?
no,
No,
he doesn't work for them anymore.
No, they
They haven't,
basically screwed them.
yeah, they have he's not an engineer. They have this consultant now.
Is it DeJesus, Mr. DeJesus? Is that what you do? The engineer?
So it's not Outback anymore?
No.
No, Outback's gone.
They call themselves a Seacoast consultant.
Yeah.
They're consultants, they're not a registered engineer, or land, whatever, they're nothing.
So the bottom line is, where are we with this?
Where we are right now is, I went in there last week, we waited our 48 hours, went there last Thursday, because our 48 hours was up on Wednesday, okay? Thursday went in, got on site, there's a few people, form guys working, asked them if they had an order of conditions and an approved plan of record. Nope. Okay. Went over to somebody else working on site who worked for this Rollins, and they didn't have order of conditions or an approved plan of record. They called their boss. Their boss happened to be in the building department and came running down the hall to see Gail and told us that he was on his way there with the stuff right now. We had a very frank conversation, and we ended up on, was it Thursday or Friday we talked to, on the 14th.
The 14th, we had the talk with him. And then we called Mr. Keller's office.
And we didn't get
And
Keller,
actually, we didn't get Mr. Keller.
but we ended up getting this Mark Bartow at DEP. Very helpful. This went on for about 3 or 4 hours that afternoon. Bartow went back to go through the records to look at this special condition 22. He called me back while I was on the phone with Rollins, and then I ended up calling him back. Rollins proposed that he would put in a row of hay bales on the outside of the silt sock that they have out there. He was gonna surround the whole property like they have it. I said that I believe just the two sides and the back needed it. The front, we're not protecting the street.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
He agreed. He called the property owner to avoid the two people that he has problems getting anything done with. Property owner said, yep, that's fine, go do it. Because they realize that there are still issues that we can go out there tomorrow and shut them down.
But in regards to
Especially
not,
if we had a breach.
sorry, in regards to not protecting the street, you say, but we are we obligated to protect the stormwater drains?
They're
on
tying
the-
into the drains.
Huh?
They tie into these drains.
Yeah, but until they tie into the drains, there's catch basins on the street that are gonna get silt. Is that
And-
part of ours or part of highway?
That's
or-
Roger. Roger will rip him right up and down if he gets silt in him.
Okay, so that's not part of our jurisdiction to
Well,
prevent the
there's
silt
still
from...
a silt sock there?
Around the catch basins.
There is, okay.
What it really came down to was, we got this extra level of protection.
Okay.
And then, yesterday, you received this email?
It's date on the top.
The 19th, yeah, Tuesday, the 19th.
From Richard Keller?
Yeah. And he obviously had written that condition in there. I did not take kindly
His email.
to his email or his attitude, the way he has. Somebody in the office told me that he was in the office on the day that you were there for a seminar. This started. What day was that?
Yeah, okay, so that was last week,
Wednesday or Thursday?
No, that was
No, that was
Thursday.
No, it was Thursday.
it was Thursday, because I talked to you from there.
Yeah.
It was Thursday.
And the receptionist said that he was in the office. He says he hadn't been there since the 7th. He's not a very nice person, and I don't believe that he's doing his job properly whatsoever. I don't know if we want to go so far as to write a letter to his boss or not.
I mean, only in terms of his response, but, I mean, his boss reviewed the superseding order. We can't do much about the superseding order at this point.
Has this been resolved, though? Are hay bales up? and
The hay bales are up.
protected?
And we still have,
So you got a half win.
Then why not, why rub
And we
the
still
nose
have-
in it?
yeah.
Let it go.
Yeah.
well, we still have one other issue that if we,
If we have a breach, then we
Right,
can get it.
right,
So maybe we ought to
Yeah,
do
I
site
would-
visits on this on a regular basis.
oh, we do.
I mean, this is one of those things, like you said, Isaac, we should have maybe appealed it. We cut our losses, we got the hay bales, call it a day.
Just so everybody knows where we're at.
Okay, good.
No, definitely, until we get the bylaws,
Right.
if we have a project where the commission is certain, this is what we want, and it's appealed, you need to appeal it. That's just gonna be the way you do it, because it wouldn't cost you anything to appeal it.
But
Rather than a written request, because if an applicant appealed it, they have to pay $100 fee. If we appeal it because the town doesn't pay fees,
And we appeal it to DEP.
well,
Second
it
review.
will be for one, what is called adjudicatory hearing.
Right.
In Boston.
one thing I would suggest that we try and do as a commission would be big projects like this, especially the commercial projects. This, Bassett Knoll, Walmart, even the dog track one, is keep a box down in the conservation room with projects that are ongoing. So if Bill or anybody comes in and says, hey, I just drove by Walmart, and I think there's an issue there, they can pick up that folder that has the order of conditions for Walmart and walk out there and, oh, yeah, see? There was supposed to be this here, why isn't that there?
Yeah.
That way, anybody on the board here can have access to the order of conditions easily.
Most of the ongoing.
You're supposed to be able to walk onto a site,
And they have them there.
Yes.
tell them who you are, they have the
Now,
order of
look at this one
conditions.
here, where's that one that we just did for Bassett Knoll?
And you're supposed to go 65 down the highway. I'd rather have ours readily available.
Well,
If
if
you-
you
Well,
go
ours is.
downstairs, anything that's on that table, okay, is pending. Okay, we've either done an order of conditions, or I'm waiting for a recording, or that's all ongoing.
Here's one
A lot of it
condition,
is.
here's one condition that we put in here, for Bassett Knoll, for example. In advance of any work on this project, the applicant shall notify the Raynham Conservation Commission, and at the request of the Conservation Commission, shall arrange an on-site conference among the Conservation Commission, the contractor, and the applicant to ensure that all of the conditions of this order are understood. This order shall also be made a part of the contractor's written contract.
Yeah. And that wording right there, I know you can't talk about it, but that's going to tie into the other
Correct.
correspondent here.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
so that people don't come in and say, oh gee, I had a one in Bridgewater. The contractor said to me, what do you mean by order of conditions? Okay, so now when we give them order of conditions, we actually make them sign a statement that they read it and they understand, so they don't say, hey, I forgot, I didn't know.
There's a couple of
This-
things too that are being changed.
This guy here knows, this Rollins knows that if he has a laborer on site picking up trash, there has to be an order of conditions in this copy of the plans. If the electrician is wiring the building, there has to be a copy of the order of conditions on site. That was made very clear the other day.
If they don't have it on site.
Violation.
That's a violation of order.
Can we
Yeah.
shut them down?
Yeah, that's the violation
They
of
are shut down,
Or
we have a meeting next Wednesday.
Whatever DEP recommended is, if there's, which he kind of reinforced in his email, if there's an oversight, but there is no damage done, you give the person 48 hours
Okay.
to remedy it.
Right, okay.
And then if they're done, then you can issue an enforcement order. But if there's a breach, then you don't wait for 48 hours. Basically giving that person a courtesy and saying, we can't shut you down, you have 48 hours to fix this. Or, now the other thing, to help in terms of if a member goes over, what we have is the commission set up subcommittees. It can be a subcommittee of one person, a subcommittee of two people. So let's say like Bassett Knoll, you appoint two members. Let's say, okay, this is gonna be your baby.
To be an oversight.
Right, okay, oh, by the way, we have a performance plus.
Makes sense.
This member, this is gonna be your baby. So they read the order themselves, fully aware of what's going on, and then can report back to the rest of the commission.
Well, that's actually a very good idea. Because that way it doesn't put everything on one
To the
person.
big stuff. And
It
then, I
kinda
don't know if I'm out there, I don't know what's.
It kind of splits stuff up, and
Right.
then as we sign the order of conditions,
Yeah.
Assign something.
you guys, let's say you two are gonna do Bassett Knoll. Here's a copy
Yeah.
for you guys to keep in your truck
Yeah.
and at home.
Yep.
So if the problem arises,
idea.
you guys can walk through there and say, hey, whoa, wait a minute, they're supposed to have a double row hay bale there.
Right, that's a whole subcommittee of, and then and they will have the power
At least two
to stop
people
work,
for
right.
each.
Yeah, that's a very good idea.
And that way it gives the subcontractor or the landowner,
Contact.
like, yeah, exactly. These are your contact people, and then,
I like that idea. What was the issue that you shut them down for, or are they shut down?
They're not shut down.
Oh, they're not, I thought you said you had a meeting with them.
Oh, I had meetings with them, but they agreed to do,
Oh, I thought you had another one coming up.
no, we have an issue of it not being recorded yet,
Yeah, that's gonna be
It's
another thing
just
that
here.
changes.
it's just here. There's gotta be some, right in an order of conditions, it has to say, this order must be.
It does.
It does say it.
Our order says that.
Okay.
The order does say,
And there's a person that says that too,
yes.
actually.
So that's my bad,
We
because
didn't
I
get it.
signed that building
But
permit.
we didn't get it, but they did. Azza would say we wouldn't get one
No,
anyways.
no, we wouldn't, because
It's a
we are not
superseding.
we are not the issuing authority.
Okay.
It's a superseded, so that
But-
would have gone to DEP.
But-
But again,
But
another
DEP
change,
said they didn't get it.
and another change is going to be, before that building permit gets signed by anybody,
Yeah.
and there's an order of conditions on it, there's gonna have to be a copy of the recording with it.
And I usually don't sign a building permit unless it's pre-authorized
So,
by
with
the
that,
Queen Mother.
with that said, does
These are
that,
things that I'm learning too as I
Yeah.
go along from Azza, not realizing, okay,
but with that said, does that need to reflect into our bylaw that before any building permit can be signed?
no, because it's in the order of conditions.
It's in the order of
It's in the-
conditions.
It's already,
Okay.
if they have an order of conditions, that's where you would want to see the recording,
Okay.
a copy of the recording. They're supposed to record and bring it back. I have some down there that have taken to record, and I haven't gotten them back yet. So I'm gonna have to go through those to see, are they
Yeah.
doing any work on it yet?
Right.
Because
right.
without the recording, they're not
Right.
supposed to be
But
even
see,
working.
but see, once you have you start assigning subcommittee members, then that'll be
Yes.
something, because doing Board of Health, doing conservation, you can only, it'll slip through the cracks. But if you start having our
No, it would be
subcommittees-
nice. I mean, I like this idea.
Subcommittees, then I can sit down and say, okay, this
For
is
the
what
big
they,
project.
this is,
Yeah.
and then we can make.
Yeah,
it-
we're not talking Cody Lane house lot.
No. Then what we'll do is, which I've done before, set up in Bridgewater, I can make up an inspection log, okay? And when you get there, say, okay, this is the name of the foreman, this is when we went there, this is what we found. So that you actually have, if you're gonna build a case against someone, just like where you can come on an employee evaluation, it's almost like doing an
I-
evaluation.
I call Gail now
Yeah.
when I leave someplace,
That's the memos.
and there it is, you know what I mean? Wow, the brown nose already got the form filled
Holy
out.
shit. Man, you were just racking up the points.
I've been asking for that for a while.
Nobody listened to
There
him?
you go. Awesome.
It's what other towns use, and I think that's a great idea, that we should always have one of those.
Yep.
Yep,
Yep.
very good.
Every time we go out.
How many copies did you make?
I only made one, but I can make as many as you want.
All you gotta do is email it to me, I will make the copies for you.
Well, I have to
You might have to
change,
change the name at the
I have to
top.
change the name and stuff
All right.
like that, but I think that's something we should
That's,
involve.
so it's almost like you knew I was gonna be talking about it. It took me in.
Very good.
Yeah,
That's a
but,
good idea.
yeah.
All right, I'll do that, I'll clean this up and put our name on it, and I'll send you a PDF, and you can make copies, and everybody can start using
Instead
it.
of inspection report, call it inspection log, because it's really like a logbook, noting what you found. The report will be actually writing there, right now, I went here and this, basically you're making a log that says, we went out there, and this is who we talked to, and this is what we found.
All
right, anybody got anything else? Anybody want to go home?
No,
Motion to adjourn,
No.
nothing else?
no, we have one other thing, but Azu's gotta leave, right?
No.
We're good.
Oh, we don't have to talk about that?
No, we're good.
Motion to adjourn?
No,
Ma-
well, you really need to,
Yeah.
you have to, because if you're gonna ask for them to give you some sort of okay to do stuff, it's gotta be something that you put on.
All
You
right,
can't take an action,
all right, we have one more thing to discuss,
You have to leave.
Yeah.
and we want Azu to leave the room.
Good night, Azu.
Bye, Azu.
I didn't say you could leave the building, I said you could leave the room.
Well, I can't leave the room because you have not adjourned yet. Let me go start texting my daughters. They in Florida.
Why aren't you there with them?
Huh?
Why aren't you there
It
with
will
them?
cost them more.
Do you
But
want,
then, because then they will manage their money.
do you want to go to the conservation office?
No,
Okay, all right, okay.
The vacuum's down there.
Go.
Okay. We've had correspondence from Garrett Tunison via email.
Oh, okay. I knew this was coming.
It was sent to Marty. Let's go back to the beginning. I'm just going to read it.
Yeah, okay.
This is it, right? We met, it says, well,
This is from Mr. Garrison. That's where you start.
it was to you.
It was to me first, but then he sent the same thing.
We have all those,
Okay.
Gail, don't we?
Yeah,
You have everything.
Yeah, I don't think,
Yeah, you don't have to read it, Bill.
No.
he has to read it into the record, right?
Oh, you have to read it into the record?
no, I don't think so.
We're still on the wall.
I need a couple of votes, I think. A couple of things clarified.
Okay.
So I think maybe we will just read this into the
Okay.
record.
Go ahead.
We met with the US NRCS yesterday in regards to the rear parcel off of 512 South Street East in Raynham, Mass. Order of conditions. The NRCS indicated that they have a couple of issues with the dig plugs as they relate to their standards and functions and what was approved under the federal wetland protection budget in 2012. The NRCS will address these issues with their engineers and provide us with materials for the Raynham Conservation Commission, for which I would discuss at a public hearing. The NRCS mentioned that they would like to have a site walk with MATA and the commission to show what the issues are and explain them in the field so the commission could see exactly what the issues are for the NRCS and how the NRCS will address your concerns and the commission's before making any determination to modify the OOC. When is the deadline for submitting information for the next available public hearing, and what date is the next available hearing? My reply to this would be,
Haven't we closed the public hearing?
we've closed the public
They
hearing,
had an opportunity to speak, they refused to speak,
And they told
Well-
us they had to close that night.
correct.
it's a done deal.
And what I would like to see done is that we send a letter to them after the appeal period in response to this that says that Marty Nova is no longer, in her contract with us for this project has expired. So any further correspondence will be with the commission. Because he's not gonna keep
He's not
racking up our bill
Bill, because he had, like I
for a
said.
project that has been closed,
Absolutely.
voted on, order of conditions was issued. They did not want to give us any more information,
I believe I even asked why the NRCS
3 or 4 or
wasn't
5,
here
6 times.
to explain their position.
Correct.
They refused to. The applicant
The
was the one that
developer
wanted to close the
didn't want to
meeting.
come. The developers, the applicant's professional handled everything. So in response to this email, I want to send an email back or a letter to Mr. Tunison, to Mr. King, and to the NRCS, who I know we have contact for them somewhere.
Must have it somewhere downstairs, yes.
In reply to this, that CC'd to everybody, that said, the hearing is closed, the order of conditions has been issued, and Marty Nova is no longer under contract with us, so any further correspondence shall be
Directed to the Raynham Conservation Commission.
correct.
I'll make that motion, exactly as what you said, as stated.
Yes.
When does the appeal period end?
I believe it's the
Probably
17th.
Monday.
Probably Monday would be a safe.
So we wouldn't send it out till Tuesday or Wednesday.
Correct. And
Can we just
That-
double check on that date? just
we've
so
already
we're-
done that.
We're firm
It
on
was-
them?
it was-
Yeah.
Yes. Me too.
the question is, would Friday be safe or not? So Monday would be safe.
Yeah, definitely.
Because there's no holidays or anything in there that we...
Correct.
And just leave it there and let them
Well,
now respond,
Yeah,
react?
if you wish to come before our commission with a request for a minor or to see if your modification is minor, then you may follow the proper steps.
So there's 4 points.
And I'm not even sure if we should do it in email or certified mail.
Probably certified.
Certified,
Certified mail, I
absolutely.
think is better.
So I'll adjust my motion to make sure it's
All,
certifi-
to all parties involved.
certified mail to every, Doug King, Mr. Tennyson, and the, whatever the point of contact is for the NRCS.
I'll second the motion if, you know, all discussion is,
All right, so a letter somewhat to that, in that fashion.
yes,
Via
With those
certified
vote-
mail.
those points, yes.
And I'll sign it,
Could a vote,
okay?
could a vote.
We have a motion, and a
Yes.
second. All in
Yes.
favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Thank you. Now we have one more motion.
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned.
What about